Hi, today we're gonna talk about narration. Who's narrating your story? So we have three types of narration, and the most common one is a third person narration, narrator. Um, this is the oldest one. So when you're telling the story, you're doing kind of like this. There was a sun, and the sun was shining. There was a moon. The moon was also bright in the night, and they never met. There was a tiger. The tiger lived in a cave. The cave was big, and so on, so on, so on, so on. This is when you are telling about something, but it's not kind of personal. It's more like you're describing things, and this is the simplest narration of them all. So you're describing actually the main character. Let's say, I don't know, Mike went to the shop and he chose some items: milk, butter, and bread. He paid for the shoppings and he went home. He lay down on a bed and was thinking about love of his life. So this is like you are very far away. It's a third person. Like somebody is sitting in the room and telling you what is happening in the room. If you use this, it's if you want audience to have like a close relation with the character, with the action, this is not exactly the best tool in the box. But if something is, for example, a little bit hard and it's too much emotional, then this is the good way, because you are on the big picture. You are watching some situation on the street. You are not involved, you're watching. There can be drama. People are fighting. They had an argument about something and now they are fighting, and this is like big thing. All the people are watching, but you are like a watcher. It's like a spectacle for you. It's safe space, and this safe space is an important information, because if you want to feel audience safe in, let's say, very nervous moment or very stressful moment, then this is the tool that you should use. But if you want to feel the audience like inside, completely like combined or like chained with you and your story, then first person narration, POV, point of view, this is the best way. And like main character is telling you about what is happening with this character, what is happening around him. The main point of view, it's close up. It's like this. This is, I see only this and this. The third person perspective is like this. You see all around it. So the first person perspective, it's for emotional stuff. When you want to feel connected and you connect audience with your character, there's no better way. I mean, some people can say it's a trick. Some people can say it's like maybe cheating, maybe, but it's the best way. There's no better way. When I describe to you right now what I feel, let's made something up. Okay, I just climbed the mountain. It was very dangerous. The climbing was horrific. It was my dream come true. But some people got hurt, like really bad, and they went off the mountain. And at the end, there was only 3 people left. Me, Mike, and Jenny. And Mike was our guide. He said he never had this type of ascent so hard, so difficult. It was snowing, and the cold, I could feel it in my feet. They were like stones. And at the end of the climbing, I didn't even feel them. I thought I might lose them. I was really worried. Jenny actually got frostbite. Her hands were blue. And yeah, this is like, it was my dream come true. And at the end, it was hell. It was hell that I could not imagine. This was some type of fake story, emotional dialogue, monologue actually. But because this is from my perspective and I'm telling you what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing, it connects us. You can pick and choose from spectrum of emotions that I'm describing, and some of the emotions we're gonna connect. So if you give this power to your main character or side character, actually, because there are no limits. You can start the story with third person narration, then you go to the first person narration of the main character, and then you can jump to the narration of the side character, and suddenly you see this is the story from the perspective of the main character, and then you see the side character, and this is completely because side character is having this and main character is having this. Even behind this, what is in the front, this is the main character, what is in front of him. Side character also what is in front of him, but he's on a different angle. So this is the trick, maybe the tool that you can use to emotionally connect the audience with characters. And there is also narration that is not so widely used, because the most popular in the books, the most popular narration is the third person narration. It's like somebody else is telling you this story that is involving the main characters, and sometimes you have like a small dialogue and that the character is saying, and you are like, oh, they're saying this. But in reality, the second person narration, it's dialogue, but it's not like few words, it's like full on dialogue. I think the best example of good dialogues, there are 2 writers that they are making amazing job with this. One is Quentin Tarantino, and his dialogues are famous for bullshitting, for talking about bullshit in an interesting way. So it's basically podcasting before podcasting. The second one, it's Aaron Sorkin, and his dialogues are described as a ping pong. So it's bam, bam, bam. So one character is saying something, the other character is reacting emotionally, the first character is saying something and reacting also emotional, and they are just like having this A and B, B and A and B, and it's very interesting. He's amazing writer. They are both amazing writers. The second person narration gives you opportunity to see the world from the first person narration, but to give the audience feel and information from the third person narration. It's my personal favorite, and I'm gonna explain you why. Because when you are on a first person perspective narration, so you are like this. Third person, you are like this. But in dialogue, you are here, you are here, you are here, you are here. And you can write it down and make it interesting. Because if it's in a third person perspective, descriptions after a while are starting to be boring. Like you have to describe everything. And in dialogue, the character is making this for you. You don't have to describe the room. The main character is coming into the room with his friend, and the main character is saying like, this room is like from 70s, what the hell happened here? Is this really a old jukebox in a corner? And you see the space. I don't have to describe in a third person narration to you how the room is look like. Oh, the carpet is like this, the jukebox is in the corner, the drapes are, I don't know, like gray or something. I don't have to do this at all. The main character is coming into the room, giving you emotional response for the room with a short description, and the job is done. And there's no better way, because if you are describing the character from the third person perspective, it never feels real. Like, oh, I don't know what type of name. Let's say Kurt. Kurt was, I don't know, emotionally crazy, and he did crazy things. And as I'm saying to you this, like, you have to imagine your own crazy, and there's no like room for the precision. But if side character is making a dialogue with Kurt, for example, hey Kurt, do you remember this one time when we were in Thailand and you ran out of the building? And Kurt is like, yeah, I remember. And you start to scream, it's a boy, it's a boy. And Kurt is like, yeah. And then you said, I'm so happy. Yeah, I remember this. But your wife wasn't pregnant, and she wasn't in labor, because you don't even have a wife. Yeah, I remember. I know I don't have a wife. So what exactly happened in Thailand? I don't want to talk about it. It was fun. And you know more about the character, about the emotional response of character, about the situation from the Thailand. You know everything. And this is not in a boring way, because if you have to describe it like they went to the Thailand, Kurt went on adventure to the unknown building, something happened, the second character was drinking matcha on the street, and then the Kurt ran away from the building and started screaming, and so on and so on. And this doesn't have such a dynamic. And in dialogue, it's like, hey, do you remember this? And what the person is responding, you see the character of the person. Is it gonna be embarrassed? Is it gonna be like closed? Is it gonna be very open about it? You see the character, you see the spectrum of the person, and it's also more real because you have more information about this person. You can describe a lot of stuff. You can put small, quick description of the building. You can put small description of the, I don't know, the street, whatever you want. And you are in the story still. It's still holding you, even maybe more than before. The theater play, it's dialogue. It's only dialogue with side notes, like they are coming to this room, it's night, they are looking at this corner while this scene is happening. But it's only dialogue, it's only second person perspective. It's only those people. If the character doesn't say anything and doesn't give you information, you don't have the information. Rarely in like a theater play for children, there is like a behind narrator, and he says like, oh, they went from the castle to the, I don't know, small cottage, and in the cottage, and then the curtain is opening and they are in the cottage. Because this is how they prepare the play, and somebody had to tell you like what happened. They could do it in a dialogue. Let's go from the castle to the cottage or wherever, you know, they could do it. But in children play, like everything has to be extra explained. So 3 different narration. First person perspective, very emotional, very connected to the character. You are in the zone, I would say. You don't see what is outside the zone. This is important information, and the audience doesn't see this. While you are describing the view of the main character, his thoughts, or the side character, nothing else can be seen. And this gives you time and space for making your tricks as a creator, writer, to surprise the audience in the next act. Second person perspective, second person narration. It's dialogue, always. People are telling, the characters are telling you what is happening, what they are seeing, what they are doing, what is important, what is not important. They are doing the job. It's so simple. They are doing the job. And also they are showing you who they are, how they speak, what information they give, how they give this information, in what order. This gives you a lot about the characters. And then we have a third person perspective, third person narration. And this is like a classic out of the sight voice that is describing what is happening. It's a wide view. It's not emotional, it's distance. But you can put a lot of information and they're gonna be easily digest because you don't have emotional connection. You can, in third person perspective, you can describe really like horror things, and they are not going to be so scary. Because if the main character is thinking, is walking through the unknown building in complete dark, and you hear the thoughts of main character, like how scared he is, what he's imagining, then you are scared with him. But if you hear this from the point of view of the other person, like third person, like somebody, oh, he was scared, his thoughts were around monsters and so on, then that's not so scary. Let's be honest, that's not so scary. It's like, oh, it's probably something happened to the main character. But if you hear his thoughts, you're like, it better not happen because I'm gonna be scared, same as this character. Yeah, so use it. It's a toolbox. It's one of the tools in a toolbox. You can mix it. Sometimes I see that the books are written in a only third person perspective, third person narration, and after a while I'll be honest, I'm bored, because how many times you can read a long description and not to be bored? Like, you don't have to describe everything. You can just say like a red carpet. You don't have to describe with detail what this carpet is. And also, this is not like the important thing for the main character, because I don't hear this information from his mind. I hear this from the other person. The carpet was important for the main character, really. Why? And the main character is telling you exactly why it's important, if it's his perspective, because this carpet was from the grandmother, and he played on this carpet when he was a child, always. I don't know, with Lego, for example. And in the third person perspective, it's never gonna sound so emotional, so emotionally connected. So yeah, use it, have a fun, mix it, try it out. Yeah, have a fun, make it fun. Till next time, see ya.